Okay, so in this video, I will just be talking about things that I haven't done this weekend, and that's why I haven't actually been able to uh, apply that much input, in this case, for my learning in Japanese. And I hope that this video brings you some value, because if you can avoid these things that I'm going to be talking about, you actually can make more progress than I am doing, because like I don't know what why the fuck happened to me this weekend that I actually started to do things that I actually don't want to actually do. So yeah, the first thing is that I was watching animes that I don't like. So that's kind of weird, because I actually say to do things that I mean to actually do or watch animes that you like, so you can do it for like a lot of hours. But yeah, I mean, I was watching these two animes like Psycho Pass and Saikigusuo, and those two animes I don't really like, especially because I don't know, I have already watched them, and I think that that's one of the reasons. Another of the reasons is that in Psycho Pass, they have like really technical vocabulary, because it's an anime of cops and investigations, so it's kind of a difficult it's kind of like very difficult to understand. And then in Sakikusuo, like the vocabulary is not that hard, it's just that in Sakikusuo they talk like real quick, and it's very tiring to like listen it for hours and hours. And considering that the last week I was actually watching Haikyuu and Hunter x Hunter, like these just are not compared to those, because I just like much more sports and fights. And so like yeah, I should like just start to watch things that I like, and maybe just stop watching things that I just don't like and that's it. Now honestly, I will say that Saikikusuo on these last episodes has been like kind of fun. So like yeah, the second point is that I'm not actually doing the things I preach. Like I'm not actually meditating that much. Like I usually meditate around 40 minutes to 20 minutes a day. And I have not been meditating. I actually am not applying that little bit of discipline that I always say on my videos to apply. Like I always say to apply that little bit more of discipline that will get you ahead of the average person. And I'm not even applying that. So like I'm just kind of dumb, and because I haven't applied that much, that little bit of discipline or that little bit of meditating, I started to actually watch things on social media, like on YouTube. I started to watch like dating shows and things like that, and I don't know what the fuck it's happening to me. Like, why the fuck I'm watching social media? Why the fuck I'm doing things that I don't like and things that I don't preach? Like, watching TV shows is not going to get me ahead of people. Like it's just going to get me in the same results as everyone. So I don't know why the fuck happened. What the fuck happened to me this weekend that I am actually not doing the things I actually want. Because yeah, I mean, in the short term, yeah, my brain maybe will want to watch those dating shows or to go out with that girl, but in the long term I just don't want to watch that a TV show or to go out with that girl that I actually don't like. So yeah, the third point is that I am not prioritizing Japanese, and this is one of the things that I started to prioritize a bit more my exercise, and I thought that was going to be good. But I realized that if I don't do my Japanese first thing on the morning, like I don't do my, how should I say, I don't do my immersion, my 2 hours of immersion first thing on the morning, then I will not be able to do more hours later on the day. So like I realized that, and actually that was not that bad. It's just that I was like experimenting a little bit. Like I started training on the mornings, but I realized that, well, then I just like cannot train on the mornings, because if I train in the mornings, like I get in this mood in which I just don't want to. watch immersion, or well, to actually do immersion in Japanese. So like, yeah, I realized that, and maybe the same can happen to you, which in which like if you train on the mornings, maybe you don't have that much, like, I don't know how to explain it, but you don't have that, you're not that motivated. Yeah, that's a word. You're not that motivated to actually learn things, or to actually, because you have already used your brain a lot, because you know that when you train, and you train like a psychopath, like I do, actually you actually don't you get very tired, and your brain is like super tired, and the last thing that you want to do is like start watching things in Japanese and make your brain work a lot more. So yeah, that's another thing that happened to me. But thankfully, this weekend hasn't been all that bad, because the day before yesterday, I was actually capable of overcoming lust and overcoming my horniness and my lust. And I know that sounds kind of weird, and it is kind of part of the video, but this is something that I've been struggling with like for almost all of the year. And yeah, I mean, I have not been paying that much attention to it, maybe one time a week or maybe two times a week. So like it has not been distracting me that much. But since the day before yesterday I was capable of actually like overcoming lust, overcoming my horniness. Like, I really like that. And yeah, I mean, it hasn't been that all that bad this weekend. And actually, another thing that I just like realized that I was doing this weekend is that since this weekend I'm not training that much, because it's a weekend in which I need to rest. I realized that when you don't train that much, when you don't train like super hard, you just do things like half-assed. Honestly, you just do things half-assed, and since you do things with not that much motivation, you just don't, everything goes to your life. Like, if you don't train like a psychopath, you're going to do things half-assed in the rest of your life. Like, literally, you're going to do things half-assed. Maybe with your dating, you're going to do things half-assed. Maybe with your studies, with your business. So like, I noticed that in my rest weeks, maybe I should as well take it a bit more slow. So, because in my rest weeks I'm just not that much uh, productive as on my weeks in which I train like a psychopath. So yeah, that's one. Those are actually 5 points. But I just wanted to say this because like this weekend hasn't been actually good for me or good for my Japanese, because in my normal weekend I applied like maybe 2 hours or 3 hours of immersion average. That's on my normal weekend. In my how should I say, I was actually thinking about other things, sorry. So in my week in the last weekend, in the last week, oh my god, in the last week, I actually was applying like 6 to 7 to 8 hours of immersion, and that was actually a lot. And I was able to do that just because the animes that I was watching were really like immersion, like they were really enjoyable to watch. So yeah, that's another thing. And it is that if the animes that you watch, you can actually how should you say this, you can actually enjoy them a lot and think that you are not watching that you are not learning Japanese, that you are just like watching an anime. That's the best anime that you can watch to learn Japanese. So yeah, that's has been that has been my weekend. So my week. Sorry, uh, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm just going to upload this video anyways because I just don't have time. Like, bye.